until robots take over our testing world, we are left to consider how to communicate the aromas and flavors we experience with beer. These are words of a great scholar describing beer that has been around for ages. But one wonders what the key components of a great beer are. To bring out the best test of all are the great ingredients including malted barley, a brewer's yeast to produce the fermentation, and a flavoring such as hops to offset the sweetness of the malt. However, the best of all ingredients is water. In a brewery plant, watching the bottling line run and the bottles enter a filler filling with beer, all this could not be complete without water. In Uganda, the southwestern part of the country is the famous River Rwizi, flowing from the hills of 12 districts of the country into the mainstream of 8,200 square kilometers, providing water and related environment services to approximately 2.5 million people in southwestern Uganda. The river not only supports households, but equally industries including beverage beer and soda companies, milk plants, water utility companies, health facilities, agro-industrial and farmlands. Despite the river catchment being important for supporting social, economic and ecosystem functions for upstream, midstream and downstream economies, the catchment has been heavily degraded, resulting into occasional water shortages during the dry season and flash flooding during the wet season. The Nile Breweries Limited Mbarara plant, a local AB InBev partner, is based in the southwestern part of the country and benefits from this river. AB InBev and its partners are capitalizing to undertake catchment management interventions at scale to reverse this trend. A catchment management plan for Rwizi has been developed, and AB InBev, in partnership with WWF UK and Uganda, with other stakeholders, are supporting implementation of some aspects of the plan.
The buffer zone, the one that we mapped out as a hotspot, was an area of 92 hectares. An area of 92 hectares, and we are lucky to find that it was owned by two parties. One was the church, Catchment Church of Uganda, and another one was the Abatahingura. So those people covered 92 hectares of this buffer zone. So now in that area we made sure that 2.5 hectares of that area that the farmers got out from, we planted improved napier grass for the cows, where the church can cut the grass and then feed it with their animals, 2.5 hectares. And then the rest of the part, we left it for natural revegetation. And like you can see already, papyrus is coming up in that area. And then you can see the area there where we have the improved napier grass, where the church always harvests and then takes to feed the animals.
AB InBev has supported interventions to ensure communities are living in harmony with nature in healthy Rwizi ecosystem. This has been done in phases. The first phase support from AB InBev funded the implementation of the project called Multi-Stockholder Partnerships for Water Stewardship and Community Livelihoods in the Rwizi Catchment, which aimed at developing collective stakeholder-driven approaches and implementing site catchment-based interventions to address water risks in River Rwizi Middle Catchment, later contributing to improved community livelihoods and water quality and quantity. Donation made was 505 million Uganda shillings. The second phase funding focused on scaling up the interventions implemented under the first phase through the already established governance structures and partnerships. The project strives to enhance the quality and quantity of water in River Rwizi catchment so that it sustainably and adequately supports ecosystem functioning and socio-economic development. Donation to this was $200,000. Both Nile Breweries and its partners WWF look forward to the protection and restoration of buffer areas of the river, improving community livelihoods through innovations that increase access to and adoption of water for production technologies, and developing bankable water solutions for uptake by the private sector that can be scaled in the greater Virunga landscape.
You mobilized, you created information, you created awareness, you created structures of communication and understanding and sharing information. The next thing to do is how do you scale that? Rwizi is a very big catchment. Through 13 districts, one city and so many towns, all of them needing the same solution, the same vision. So you need to scale it. By working in one small area, like Katigala here, it's not enough. So scaling up that and testing that what we have established during the stakeholder engagement is going to work. Doing that. The stakeholders are of different types. There are stakeholders who are in business, who use water for business. There are stakeholders who are using it for the money. You continue with a strong foundation that has already been established and do better. And doing better, we are talking about is beyond with the resilient sustainability. So today we even launch a revolving fund, something which we have been working on for a long time. But now for the first time, we have got a revolving fund, seed money, that now they should reinvest.
So far, 95 households in the catchment are able to access safe water through the provision of 9 community rainwater harvesting systems.
Tukaba turi aho twabona abantu bakuru beija batutero ka semina ko kutwegesa nko kutanga amizi nora tujyo mu rusozi abindi tujyo mu rusozi batubwira ngo amezi ishimwe kwa turagatanga garaza mu ntoke zito abine ntoke zitangirira urusozi batwegesa nko kutugatera beija batwegesa ebitaba kutera ebitaba by'amezi twakora bwa turencezi kuruga higuru turashuma.
In addition, a zero grazing dairy project was established which will further reduce erosion and provide alternative livelihoods for community members.
Tukabacyara baturekera tankisi mu cyaro ari tankisi twashitahamize munonga n'abana bitu baganyirwamo kandi na cyacu kuba girente itu twaganyirwamo munonga abo kuba tukuba turi aho turi antuma mate tukora business zindi ari sente zitobe tugura mate atu cyacu katiyamba umwe twija batereze ikikopa cy'amate tikinyi.
A total river buffer length of 18 kilometers and total catchment area of 14,567 hectares was mapped for restoration, and micro-catchments in the area have been supported and strengthened in the best restoration and governance practices.
I think for us at Nile Breweries, water and our business are inseparable. Our product is predominantly water. So based on that, we fundamentally believe in ensuring that water across the world is sustainably used, not just for our business, but for the communities as well. And we believe that our targets by 2025, most of the water-stressed communities should be water safe. It shouldn't be stressed anymore.
What we realize is the sustainable use of the livelihood projects that have been implemented along the river are actually an opportunity area. You find there's been uncontrolled mining, there has been uncontrolled brick making. So that is why we feel that if we have alternative livelihood projects that the people who have been deriving their livelihood from this river could actually undertake, as opposed to continuing to utilize the river. Of course, we cannot chase them away and say you have to stop this immediately, because if you don't provide an alternative livelihood project, these are the people who could actually go and start doing other and maybe problematic activities and so on.
At the end of the day, AB InBev, Worldwide Fund for Nature, the Ministry of Water and Environment held a community catchment meeting to consolidate the management intervention of the river, developing strategic actions for scaling up project interventions in the Rwizi catchment, as well as provide conservation incentives to beneficiaries engaged in river buffer. It is a fact that when the river is protected, both the community and the nation benefit.